Alrighty boyos, welcome back once again to another video. How you guys doing? Guys, today we're going to be doing an account overview for Fortnite Save the World for 450 plus days logged in. We're going to be going over my schematics, heroes, survivor squad, storage, backpack, all that kind of stuff in today's video. And of course we do these videos every 100 days. So if you guys did watch my one from 350 days, that one actually got over 30,000 views. So thank you guys so much for that. Definitely shows me that you guys like this kind of content, so I'll make sure to keep it coming for every 100 days that we pass. And also, here's a screenshot from that video. It just kind of goes to show how much has changed in the past 3 months. You know, we got the green screen, we got new lighting, a new face cam, and we got rid of that old face cam border and all that kind of stuff. And we also went from power level 112 to power level 131. We'd be making some epic strides here on the channel. But yeah, it's always kind of cool to see how much we've came and how much, you know, you guys have helped me improve my setup whenever it comes to YouTube videos. So I definitely do thank you guys for that. But let's go ahead and jump into the video and let's take a look at the Demon Joe FR Fortnite Save the World account. Now, if we go on over to the daily rewards, I can go ahead and showcase to you guys that I have 453 days logged in, just to prove that I have logged in for the amount of days. And yeah, so let's go ahead and start off with the most interesting stuff. I like to go ahead and get that out of the way, which that will be my schematics. Now, keep in mind, 100 days ago at 350, I went back and watched that video and we only had 17 max schematics. In this video, every single schematic that you see at power level 130 has full legendary rolls on it. And I want you guys to keep this in mind really quick. Some of these weapons I ended up leveling up a long time ago, so they might not have the best rolls or the best up-to-date rolls on them. So if any of you guys do want to copy the rolls off of these weapons, do keep in mind that it's possible that they don't have the best possible rolls on them. But yeah, any of the recent weapons or any weapons you guys see me using a lot, chances are those are the best possible god rolls on them. And yeah, so let's go and jump into this and let's take a look at these schematics. So first up, we have the Argon Assault Rifle, one of my first ever legendary assault rifles, and around the time that I really started getting into Save the World was around the Neon event. I definitely love this weapon. It holds a very close place to my heart. Very big fan of this weapon, although it isn't really good. It is kind of fun to use. Next up, we have the Bobcat. If you guys watched my video on the top 5 assault rifles, you guys know that this is one of my most favorite assault rifles in the game. Absolutely love the Bobcat. This weapon is a machine. Next up, we have the Bundle Bus. This doesn't need any introduction at all. This weapon's fantastic for mob killing, not mob killing, Miss Monster killing, and I probably do need to change this to an energy roll. I got to do that sometime in the future. Next up, we have the Candy Corn LMG. I have yet to use this during the hero rework, but all I can say is that I absolutely hated it before the hero rework. I have to give it a try with a crack shot build though. Next up, we have the Cannonade. Pretty big fan of this weapon. It's a lot of fun. I probably won't be using it anytime in the future though. Explosive weapons just really aren't that good in general. Next up, we have the Coco 45. Absolutely hate this weapon. I do not like the fact that the marshmallows have a travel time. It makes it very annoying for me. This is basically a poor man's Whisper 45 or a Basilisk, and I very much regret fully leveling this up essentially. But it is a very cool weapon, very unique as well. We have the Double Boiler, one of my favorite shotguns in the game. However, it is a necessity to have Chromium Ramirez to make sure that you have that reload speed, but the Double Boiler is a very fun shotgun nonetheless. Then we have the Dragon's Roar, one of my personal favorite assault rifles. Built-in piercing, built-in affliction, absolutely really amazing crit chance and crit damage. Very good semi-auto, you know, assault rifle. They have the Dragonfire, a little bit of an underrated shotgun. It's not the worst. You know, some people like to say that this weapon's one of the worst shotguns in the game. It's not close to being the worst. It's meant for multi-target. I enjoyed it whenever I used it. But yeah, the Dragonfire nonetheless is a gun I probably won't ever use again, but it's an interesting choice to say the least. We have the Floor Launcher right here. We have the Founder's Drumroll. I have yet to use this since the hero rework, but from what I recall, I absolutely hated this weapon back before the rework. Still have to give it another try though. I have the so give it a little zoom in right there. We got the Ghost Pistol. This weapon does not need any sort of introduction. If you guys come out to the Twitch streams, you guys know exactly how I be feeling about this pistol, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Then we have the Ginger Blaster. Of course, man, it's got ginger in the name. You guys know I absolutely love this weapon. But in all seriousness though, I absolutely do love this weapon. Normally this would be in my loadout if I do play a pistol hero. Ginger Blaster is a lot of fun for killing Miss Monsters. Then we have the Gravedigger. Contrary to popular belief, people think I only crit build build my weapons, but I don't. This is one of the cases where I do a damage build. Maybe might put a fire rate on this weapon in the future, I don't know. But I like this weapon a lot. Gravedigger, very fun weapon, and very reliable as well. You have the Guardian's Will, a very underwhelming melee weapon, allows you to jump through the air with the heavy attack. Not really that great. I remember it being okay and kind of fun, but nothing really aside from that. We have the Hemlock, a weapon I haven't used in quite a while, but one of the best assault rifles in the game. Definitely a very good one. Got a lot of use out of this weapon. We have the Hydra, it's an okay weapon since the rework. You can use this with First Shot Rio and it'll treat you very well. Although I do find that the Hammer Crush is better. And my friend Nylek actually made a video about this, about the Hammer Crush and First Shot Rio. It does seem that the Hammer Crush will give you more damage overall than the Hydra, but the Hydra's great nonetheless. We also have Jack's Revenge, one of the best pistols in the game, one of my favorite pistols in the game. I just love one-shotting smashers for days with the Jack's Revenge. It's amazing. Then we have the Last Word, another actually really good pistol. This weapon's a really fun one. I really wouldn't consider it really good, like that good, but it's very, very, very fun to use, and it can compete with some of the better pistols. We have the Mercury LMG. This gun needs no introduction. One of the best assault rifles in the game, but you have to use it with a very specific hero loadout. This weapon is a tank. We have the Nocturno, probably one of the more overrated schematics on here. Of course, I do have the Nocturno in my logo. I'm a very big fan of the way this gun looks, and I kind of wish it was a better weapon, but the Nocturno is very cool nonetheless. I will find myself using it in Nature Storms from time to time. We have the Old Betsy, one of the best, if not the best sniper in the game. You really cannot go wrong with an Old Betsy. Then we have the Pain Train, one of my top 5 assault rifles, very reliable damage, and hits like an absolute tank, or should I say, it hits like an absolute train. Then we have the Rat King, one of my personal favorite weapons way back when it first came out. I used to use this weapon all the time. Really haven't used it since the hero rework, but it is a very cool weapon nonetheless. We have the Rat-a-tat, my personal most favorite machine pistol in this entire game. I love the Rat-a-tat to death. This weapon is an absolute monster if you get the proper pistol build. Then we have the Razor Blade. Now the Razor Blade, this is a sad story. I accidentally changed this to crit rating. It used to be damage or something along those lines, and I accidentally changed it to crit rating on stream, and I almost cried because I used all my reperk on it. But the Razor Blade's fun, very, very fun weapon, G36C, can't really go wrong with that. Just make sure you don't put a crit rating right there like I did. Next up we got Santa's Little Helper, the best RPG in the game. Thinking about it now, I probably would have went with a crit build on here, but I don't know. I don't know. It's 4 times damage right now. I might have went with a crit build if I were to use it again, but I'm not entirely sure. We have the Silent Spectre, one of the best assault rifles in the game. Cannot go wrong with this at all. A perfect weapon for close range combat. We have the Sir Lancelot, one of my personal favorite melees in the game. One of the most unique melees in the game. A very fun weapon. I was able to, I think it was 3 to 4 hit a smasher with this weapon. It is a tank. It is an absolute monster. Then we have the Snowball Launcher. Not really a fan of this weapon. I maxed it out for a video, and it's also in spec screen is still bugged. Yeah, never really been a fan of this weapon, but it is all legendary nonetheless. Then we have the Spectral Dagger, apparently. One of the best swords in the entire game. Very, very, very huge fan of this weapon. An absolute monster of a sword. They have the Spyglass. This is kind of a little bit iffy in terms of the rolls. I don't know if I'd keep it this way. But this is essentially an Old Betsy with a scope on it. Very amazing, like in terms of aesthetics. This weapon looks fantastic. I love the way this weapon looks. And that's actually why I maxed it out. Would probably switch this over to a crit build though. Then we have the Stalwart Squire, I honestly think this is probably my personal favorite shotgun in the game. Maybe top 2, top 3. Absolutely love this weapon. Stalwart Squire, you cannot go wrong. Been meaning to make this an energy roll, but it's a fantastic weapon nonetheless. Then we have the Steam Piston, a very disappointing assault rifle. Was very disappointed with this one overall. Really wish it was better. Does not really hit that well. Its base damage is very crappy. It's got a very crappy fire rate. Just do not like this weapon that much at all. Next up we have the Swan. Now the Swan, this is a weapon I felt like I probably should have put in the honorable mentions for the LMGs, or you know, for my top 5 assault rifle video. I really feel like I should have put the Swan in the honorable mentions. This weapon's an absolute tank, especially since the rework. Definitely use this weapon if Definitely use this weapon if you haven't already. By the way, if my mic just changed positions, I actually just hit it and then I had to cut that out. So if my pop filter moved on your screen, you're not going crazy. I was moving my hand and of course I smacked my mic. This happens all the time. But yeah, so that's the Swan. The Tiger, it used to be a really good weapon back whenever Urban Assault actually gave you a really good fire rate buff. This weapon used to be fantastic. Maybe if you use it with Skull Trooper or Skull Ranger, it might be better. But just overall, the Tiger is a little eh. You know, you kind of need to use a very specific hero if you want to make this weapon very good. It was very good back in the day, but nowadays it's kind of fallen from grace. We have one of my personal favorite melee weapons in the entire game, the Tree of Light. This weapon is very cool, and I love it for its last perk. Every 8th hit causes a stun around the character. This is a very cool last perk. I love the Tree of Light, a very fun and a very, very light-hearted weapon. Definitely very colorful, very unique one. Could get that around Frost Knight. Of course, we have the Typewriter, probably, in my opinion, one of the more overrated guns. People really, really, really love the Typewriter, and I never understood why. This weapon's really not that good, but it is very cool. It's a very unique looking weapon. You can hold it from the hip. It's very awesome. But yeah, a very unique looking weapon, a little bit overrated, but this is the Typewriter. I personally never use it. We have the Vacuum Tube Revolver. This weapon is pretty duty butts. I leveled it up just to see if, you know, it was actually any decent, and no, this weapon's actually kind of eh. It's pretty eh. We got the Vacuum Tube Rifle on the other hand. This weapon is actually very good. I love this weapon a lot. It's kind of like an off-brand Dragon's Roar, just with a little bit more impact, and very, very fun to use whenever you're going against water enemies, just how the Dragon's Roar is great against nature enemies. This is a fun weapon. Next up, we got the Wall Launcher, and then we have the Wraith. Critical rating, magazine size, the usual roll on this weapon. That's exactly what you're going to find on every single Wraith whenever somebody knows how to roll it. One of the best assault rifles in the game. My opinion, the best assault rifle in the game. Absolutely love this weapon, and nothing can really touch it. Nothing will ever touch the Wraith in my opinion. This is just the top tier assault rifle, and hopefully we'll see it back in Season 9. Then we have the Yeoman, a poor man's version of the old Betsy. Was very disappointed with this weapon as soon as I learned that the ammo, the shots from this weapon are projectiles. Kind of sucks, man. It's very cool, you know, it's got unlimited range, but I feel like if it was a hit scan weapon, this weapon would actually just slay the battlefield. But since it's not, it does have a it does have a little bit of a disappointment to it, so kind of sad to see that the Yeoman wasn't as good. And then lastly, I think this is lastly, there's no way there's another weapon. We have the Zap Zap, and the Zap Zap is an absolute fantastic weapon. I use this all the time before the rework. I'm not sure how it is after the rework, but I love the Zap Zap. It's a lot of fun to use, and I feel like it's a little bit underrated. So aside from the Zap Zap, we have the Founders Revolt. This is my Legacy Revolt. Never really changed the perks on it at all. And then we go on into the 106s that I have yet to level up. This is my Legacy Ceiling Gas Trap. Not really sure how good it is compared to other gas traps, but I like it. I keep it around because it's Legacy, and it's an interesting roll. Damage, double crit chance, and double crit damage. Blazing Masamune, Deconstructor, Frostbite, Hacksaw, Lead Sled, Lynx, Obliterator. Actually use this Obliterator as my pickaxe with a double fire rate and mag size. Quad Launcher, Ralphie's Revenge, Retractable Floor Spikes, Super Shredder. Been meaning to level this weapon up. The 2-step Vindertech Disintegrator, Wall Dynamos, Jacko Launcher, Walloper. We have the Walmart Silent Spectre, actually. We just leveled this up yesterday on stream. We went ahead and gave it God rolls, quote unquote. And yeah, I'm going to be doing a video on this really soon. A unsilenced Silent Spectre. Just the normal Spectre. A very interesting weapon. And of course, you know, we got the Corsair and then everything else that I have yet to level up. So I'll kind of go through this a little bit slowly if you guys want to pause the video just to see what kind of weapons I have and, you know, just ones that I have yet to level up. Nothing too interesting here that I have yet to level up. But yeah, so those are all of my schematics, and we actually got that done in a timely fashion. Very, very nice. But yeah, that's about 45 complete max schematics if you include the Spectre. So we are just 5 schematics away from that big 5-0 whenever it comes to all legendary perks. Now here, of course, we have the backpack. Yeah, just a bunch of random weapons. Somebody on stream gave me this Legacy Dragon Rifle. Not really too crazy. It's kind of cool though. Actually, I had a viewer give me this weapon, now that we're talking about legacies. I don't really think this is a legacy, though. I think this is a modded weapon. I feel like if this is a legacy, Nylik was talking to me about it, you would have to be insanely lucky to get all blue rolls right here. But if you guys pay attention, this weapon is the energy with 10% weapon damage and causes affliction for 6 seconds on the same roll, and you get extra crit damage while targets are afflicted, and then a double crit chance. This weapon's, it's nutty. It's ridiculous. I'm not sure what to think of it. Been wanting to make a video on this, though, for quite some time. Right here we have my melee weapons, ammo, traps, and just, you know, materials and stuff. Very cool. Very nice. If you guys are curious how I have so much Sunbeam and Efficient and Sleek, those are viewer donations that I've gotten just from people playing with me and giving me stuff. I kind of feel like this Sunbeam is duplicated because it was given to me by only one person. Either that person is in Dan7's Discord server or they duplicated it. And I will be doing some giveaways in the future, giving them away in quantities of 50, just in case they are duplicated. If I give them away to like a crap ton of different people in quantities of 50, it's not really going to hurt anything. So yeah, if you guys were curious why I have so much of this stuff, it was just viewer donations. The Sunbeam from one person, the rest of it from a bunch of different people. But yeah, that is my backpack. My storage is essentially the same thing. I think I got a few modded weapons in here. You got a modded Gravedigger. I think I have a modded Gravedigger somewhere. Let's see, which one is it? It's this one right here. This is a modded Gravedigger too. Energy and physical, and then eliminating enemies drops candy pickups. That one's really cool. We got a Venertech Blaster, rarest weapon in the game, and I think this is a legacy Venertech Blaster. I'm not entirely sure. Modded Venertech Blazer. We got a few things in here, and then we got some useless tier 6 mats and stuff, and more obsidian and stuff that I don't have time to carry on me. Very, very cool stuff. So those are my schematics, backpack storage, collection book. I'm not going to go over the collection book, but this is what level I am in the collection book if you guys were curious. Transform keys. I never use transform keys. A little quick look at my resources if you guys were curious about that. I'll move my face cam over here. So this is how much resources I have at this current moment in time. Nothing too crazy though. So go ahead and move my face cam back right there. We can go on over to my heroes. I'm not really going to spend too much time on the heroes. You know, nowadays, because of the vouchers and stuff, pretty much everybody practically has all of the essential heroes. So I'll just kind of slowly scroll through these for you guys and let you guys see how many heroes I got. I do have a lot of 130s, a lot of 130 heroes, and I can do better. I can, you know, use a lot of the materials I have now and make some more 130, especially now that I'm 131. I really don't need Evo mats anymore. You know, as much as I did previously. You know, here are my defenders as well, if you guys were curious. I only have the Epic Games ones leveled up. Nothing really going on in defenders. For survivor squads, I'm not going to spend too much time here, but here are my survivor squads. They aren't really that good. I still need to do a lot of work. Despite being 131, I still do need to get some bonuses. But if you guys were curious what my survivor squads looked like, this is what they look like. So I will go over this just a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Do keep in mind, if you guys do want to get level 131, you got to make sure that you have the 2 mythic survivors as well, Joel and Caroline. Those are the actual Epic Games developers that passed away during the development of this game, and they decided to make them legendary, or they decided to make them mythic survivors. So that's very cool. And yeah, make sure that you guys have Joel and Caroline if you guys do want to get to 131. But that's a look at my bonuses, and that's a look at my survivor squads. The only one that's actually quote-unquote perfected, I would say, is my think tank, and that's pretty much it. So those are my survivors. I don't think there's anything else I can really show you guys. I can showcase to you guys my rare firecracker llama. In, you know, fun fact, you can actually tickle this. Actually, if I go to dialogue really quick, you guys can get the full experience really quick. Check this out, chat. Or not chat, but check this out, guys. Can you guys hear that? I don't know if that's actually going to come through, but you can actually tickle the firecracker pistol. It's very nice, okay? It's very amazing. But yeah, guys, aside from that, we can take a look at my hero loadouts, I guess. This is my Warcry loadout with Brainiac Jonesy, if you guys are curious. This is my shotgun build with Bomb Squad Kyle. This is my Trailblazer Quinn build. This is the one that I use to buff my Teddy beyond belief. And then I have 2 more. This is my Plague Doctor Igor. If you guys come out of the Twitch streams, you guys see me using this all the time. And this is probably my most used loadout. I know that he decreases your smoke bomb energy cost, but I like him because of the way that he looks. So yeah, he's a very cool guy. I love Plague Doctor. And this is probably my actual serious ninja class. We have my Overtaker hero. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much it for this video. I don't think there's anything else that I could show you guys. Of course, max research, maxed out on upgrades, all that kind of stuff. I guess questline, this is the quest I'm on. I'm very close to completing just these stupid quests that mean nothing. Very close to doing that. And in terms of the quest log, in terms of my my SSDs, I have 2 more Canny SSDs to do and 3 more Twine Peaks SSDs to do. But I think that about wraps it up. I think we looked at just about everything. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much it for this video. I also have 9,000 gold. That's pretty much it for this video, guys. So I hope you guys did enjoy this overview of my entire account. I also have 1,000 V-Bucks as well. That's just one other thing I can point out. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video of an account overview for my account. 450 days logged in, 45 complete max schematics, tons of 130 weapons and heroes, and max power level. A lot of cool stuff going on. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys, you know, learned a thing or two in terms of weapons or hero loadouts or just anything, let me know in the comments, and let me know if you did enjoy this. By the way, I'm going to be doing one 100 days from now, and hopefully we will see that the progress between these two videos, the future one and this one now, is going to be pretty insane. I do hope so, at least. But yeah, guys, that's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly do appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time.